What's up, guys? I'm back again, and in today's video I'll be going over my third place Edison PS5 tournament chain burn deck profile. Before I start off, I want to give huge shout outs to some people who helped me out with either the cards or just the idea in general. And speaking of the idea, Sean Killian is the one who actually wanted to make me play this deck a lot, because I really like the aspect of drawing a bunch of cards, just gaining advantage that way, slowly burning your opponent without playing into their back row, which also plays into another strength, is that your opponent is not going to be very well prepared for it, either just knowledge wise or just with the tech cards they play. I want to give shout outs to two other people from locals who provided me with some of the cards. Fabio provided me with most of the deck, as I didn't really have much of the chamber and stuff, as I was kind of ordering the stuff late, so huge shout outs to him. And also to Jacob for providing me with 3 copies of a card in the side deck in emergency provisions. Sean told me about this tech, and I thought it was also not bad. I didn't get to use it very much, but it's nice. I still appreciate it from him, so thanks. So jumping on into the deck profile, for the monsters, we have triple Cyber Valley, in the camera, triple Battle Fader, 1 Morphing Jar, and 1 copy of Lava Golem. So these are all the monsters you normally play in Chain Run, or at least the minimum. Some people play more, like Sangan and just a Confit, but those cards aren't necessarily good or needed. Like Battle Fader and Cyber Valley, that's all you need. You don't really need Comfort for anything else. It's kind of mediocre in every other sense. Even if you use a stall trap to allow you to get that bounce, your opponent actually has to have a synchro already on field, because there's no way they're making a synchro while you have a bunch of back row and the Confit on field. And then the Morphing Jar is still in here as a just insanely powerful blowout card, which I didn't actually get to use it all today. I did draw it, but I had enough monsters and back row I didn't want to sit in my hand that it didn't feel good to use. And so 1 Lava Golem. It's nice when you draw it, as a you have so much draw power in this deck that you're just bound to find that 1 Lava Golem sometimes, and it's really powerful if your opponent doesn't have the out for it. They don't bottomless, they don't torrential it. They're going so neg to get rid of it as well, so you get to clear multiple big threats androids and Lila. Surprisingly, I ran into a lot of Lila in this tournament. I guess when I showed the matches I played against, some of them played Lila. I saw a bunch of Amaryllis for some reason. No Sangan in the deck is it's far too slow, and your opponent has to play into it, which with Jar, your opponent might not even just try to attack at all. Okay. For the spells, we're only on 3 spells, which is just doubles Chain Strike, 1 Scapegoat. There isn't really much else to play. Chain Strike is really insane, as it's either just decent damage, either being 12, or when you get absurd chain links, when you use your draw spells and you get to accumulated fortune, or your opponent heavies you or something, I don't know, and then builds up their own chain link, then just activating this card afterward is extremely strong. And Scapegoat is an interesting stall card in this deck. It can be normally, most of the time, it's just good, as it just stops a whole battle phase and gives you some tokens on the field, spare tokens that you can use with Cyber Valley, which is neat. But also it can be bad against Blackwings or the Flamvell Zombie, since they both pierce. Neither of those happened to me today, but it's definitely something to keep in mind when you're siding. You might want to side this out versus something like Blackwings, or something that can access 7s easily. For the traps, there are a whole bunch of them, and I divided them into 3 categories based on just their roles in the deck. We have the draw traps, the burn traps, and just the general stall traps, T-Roll, Roboku, that stuff. So, draw traps. Triple Legacy. Triple Jar of Greed. Triple Reckless Greed. And 3 Accumulated Fortune. So, I'm assuming that you know what the first 9 cards do, the Legacy, Jar, Reckless, they're both some people run Legacy, it's usually better than Jar, but they basically do the same thing 99.99% of the time. The Reckless has only really been found in a deck people consider good, which is Dragon Turbo, but this will be another one of those decks that can run Reckless Greed extremely effectively, as it allows you to build up to high chain links. And since you have so many stall cards, you're probably just storing the battle phase anyway. So like, Reckless can feel like a plus, though you're like skipping your draws or like setting up Accumulated Fortune. So for those of you who don't know, Accumulated Fortune is a old card that only has like one printing or something. That when you can only activate chain link 4 or higher, and then you get to draw 2 cards, and you can't activate things with the same name chain link. A really good way to use this, and I guess Chain Strike, is that you can most importantly just accumulate it. You can go chain a bunch of stuff, go chain 4 accumulated, and if you have a second one, you can chain accumulated to the accumulated, because the first one the second one only checks the chain links before it if they're the same, not like when you activate the second one. So that's a pretty neat interaction there. And usually I set out like maybe like one or two, like one of each, or one of the draw 1 traps, just because like it's a decree, they're kind of just bad. Moving on into the burn spells, the burn traps, we have triple Just Desserts, triple Secret Barrel, 3 the frame Dimension Wall, 1 Cylinder, 1 Ceasefire, and then the honorary burn card, since it technically does burn damage, which I'm a trio. So these are just all, this is how you win the game essentially, finding any combination of these cards. I think this deck actually does have the best ways to just kill the opponent at the end, like the best out of like any deck besides maybe like Amaryllis or anything with that like kind of passive burn damage, even though like they're built around the burn damage, and so is this deck. If your opponent doesn't know what they're doing, they can be taking like lots of damage, just like adding too many cards to play in the barrel, summoning too many weak monsters so they get hit by Just Desserts, hitting with 2 stronger monsters for Cylinder and D-Wall. Ceasefire is just, I don't know. It's been surprisingly good today. I did like a lot of damage with it because like I control a decent amount of effect monsters. And then a trio to go with the barrel, and most importantly, give 1500 boost to your Just Desserts. And also you guys in the mirror, like in the chambered mirror, which is probably gonna be more rare than anything. I can't really think of anything. You can tribute the tokens for Lava Golem, because they cannot be tributed for tribute summon, the trio tokens, but Lava Golem does not it's not for a tribute summon. It's like special summon by tributing 2. So that's pretty neat. But since it tributes by specialing 2, you get hit by Mask of Restrict. Which, funnily enough, one of like the Vayu Turbo players just put it against me because they fear Lava Golem. For the last few traps, like the stall traps, we have triple Threatening Roar and double Waboku. The only reason it's 3 T-Roar and then 2 Waboku is because a Glide Beast exactly, but almost no one plays it. We might as well play around it if you can. I mean, like, the advantage to Waboku over T-Roar is you can technically use Waboku during your own turn, while T-Roar you can't use it during your own turn, like, just to build up a chain link. I don't know why you'd have to do that, but, like, it's not worth it to do that. And like they're really good, just be able to stall a whole turn, just get you extra ways to like find your burn stuff, which in my feature match against Amaryllis, you saw how good that was if you tuned into the stream. Yeah, for the extra, it doesn't really matter at all. This is just literally everything I had. Brio, Goyo, Colossal, Goyo, Black Rose, RDA, Stardust, Starrule, a double Chimera Tech, Over Dragon. I mean, I was playing like a Jinzo deck yesterday, so the Chimera Tech was nice, but it doesn't really matter that much. Okay. For the side deck, 2 more Lava Golem, 2 Cyber Dragon, 2 Chimera Tech Fortress Dragon, double Sirocco, double Twister 1 MST, these are not in sleeves, but instead get them back to Jacob. Triple E Provision, and then 1 Waboku. So Lava Golem, I usually don't put in multiples, but like if I know my opponent's on decree, I'm probably putting in more Lava Golem as like even though you're giving your opponent like a big guy, it's still +1s and it does like a bunch of burn damage as well. Like if your opponent can't get rid of it, which is nice, or they have to neg themselves with like Torrential Bottomless. Yeah. Double Saber Dragon, Machine Decks, Beat Stick versus Hero Beat, Hero decks. Chimera Tech in the side. I mean, I know the extra is not full, but just extra thing to side into. Just double Sirocco. This card was actually surprisingly good versus Vayu Turbo and Blackwing. It's mostly for Blackwing, but like it works against Vayu Turbo because like they're Blackwing monsters as well. And like it came in like it kept doing a lot of damage. Sometimes monsters are the best burn spells, I like to say. Just quite funny. I don't think you can see the MST. Yeah. Double Twister, 1 MST. No Triple Twister. Don't think it's needed. I feel like just these 3 are fine. These are just for Decree. Best things for Decree. Besides like the Eprov, which is fine, I guess, into it. I did beat Double Decree because I drew Space Typhoon plus a Twister in like round 2. Felt really nice. But then unfortunately I lost down 3 to a hybrid Blackwing. So that was not great. Eprov. It's a card for time and gets around Royal Decree. So if you don't know what it does, is you send any number of spawn traps you control as cost to the graveyard, and then you gain 1,000 for each. So what you do is you build up a big chain link, and at the end of it all, you just chain Eprof, and then you get around Decree and gain a whole bunch of life. When I was testing against Sean like earlier, like a couple of months ago, I still lost a match, like, even though I gained like a whole bunch of like Eprov, which goes to show like how much better he is at the deck. But unfortunately, he did not do as well. He got like 12, which I really wanted him to do better because like I kind of just like piggybacked on something I thought was good. And then one more Woboku for just like more aggressive decks, like I don't think I put in any against Blackwing, just mostly because like the hybrid Blackwing player I played against, it was like really weird because the only trap they were activating is Icarus. The only trap they were setting was Icarus. And like I was kind of scared of Decree because I played against them at locals and they Decree Prohibition me 2 games in a row. Don't know if they're on the same deck, but that felt like pain. So like I probably could have just put in the Woboku as like just another stall card versus Blackwings. So in the future, if you just run into like the pure version, it's probably fine. Or like no, they're not going to Decree. So that's it for the Chain Burn deck profile. I hope you enjoy. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe if you did. I'll catch you in the next one. Bye.